Morning, Sevens. Right, you're going to do a source-based piece of work for me on medical renaissance this week. So basically the three characters that we've been looking at, Paré, Vesalius and Harvey, all right, and all their discoveries is all going to be, all right, in this source-based piece of work that you're doing this week. It'd be easier for me if you do your answers, all right, just on a Word document. All right, don't need to write out the questions because I know what the questions are, so just give me a title of medical renaissance source paper and then put question 1 in the margin, or question 1, and then just start answering it, and then email me through, okay, your answers once you've done them. All right, so that's the easiest way I think that we can all get this done this week. Now I'm going to go through the questions exactly as I would in class, telling you which source to use and how to answer it. So your first question, all right, you can see I've got the questions now here in front of me, says what can you learn from source B about a new treatment that Paré used? So if I go back up to source B, that is this written source here. I want you to read that source, and I want you to write down 3 things you can learn about this new treatment. They could be as simple as what was in it, what it was like, how it worked, was it better, why was it better, all right, so anything at all you can find out from that source, all right, that's what I want you to put down for question B. So just things you can learn from that source. You don't need to use other knowledge for this one, you're just talking about what you can learn from that source. Question 2 says what can you learn about the medical treatments from source D? So again, another what can you learn? All right, so what can you find out from that source? So again, if we go to source D, really short one, it's just this written one here. All I want to know from that source is what is the name of the treatment it is describing and why did they do it? Simple as that. What's the name of the treatment? Why did they do it? Now you should know this from the work, okay, that you've been doing on medieval medicine and that grid that you filled in, and it was one of the pictures on the picture sources. But also, all right, when we talked about the Black Death, okay, we did touch on, all right, this treatment, okay, and why they used it and what they thought was wrong with somebody. All right, so that's what you're looking for question 2. Question 3 says study sources E and F. The work of Galen, that's Claudius Galen, that Roman doctor we talked about, the one who was believed for thousands of years, okay, who was treated almost as a god as far as medicine is concerned. The work of Galen was taught in medical schools for over 1,000 years. Are you surprised by source E? So source E, which is these 2 sources here, so we've got the written source and then we've got a picture source. Source E is by a lecturer, okay, so somebody who teaches in a university, and he is teaching medical students, so he's basically teaching people to become doctors, all right. Are you surprised, all right, from what I've told you about Galen, all right, are you surprised that somebody teaching people to be doctors would be saying such things about Galen, all right? So that's basically what the question is asking you. The reason I've given you source F, all right, is that so you could use that as evidence in your answers to whether you're surprised or not. Source F, okay, comes from the book, okay, that was created by Vesalius, all right, and it gives the date, okay, that he published it. And remember, what was Vesalius the first person to do, all right? Until he had done what, you know, what he'd made his discovery, all right? Would that make you more or less surprised, all right, that somebody is basically criticising Galen, all right? So have a look at source E and F. Use the dates, all right, to help you as well in your answer of whether you are surprised or not. And you must start your answer, yes, I am surprised, or no, I am not surprised, because, all right? Must start like that. Your last question is asking you how useful are sources G and H in studying the treatment of stopping bleeding in the Renaissance. So how do people try and stop people, okay, from bleeding? You've got 2 sources, a picture source, all right, which is of Paré, okay, so again, one of the people you've been looking at, using his new discovery of ligatures, all right, tying up the blood vessels to stop the bleeding. And then you have got a description of how they were stopping the bleeding on the battlefield in the English Civil War, all right. So you've got 2, I would say, quite different treatments there, all right. What I need you to be thinking about, okay, is the dates, okay, and whether these treatments seem to go forwards or backwards, and again, thinking about what you know from the work you did, okay, on Paré, why those treatments, okay, might have changed. All right, so that one is saying how useful are they in studying the treatment? So it tells you what the treatments were at different times and how those treatments changed. Why did those treatments change? what explanation can you give for that? All right, so Year 7s, do your answers on a Word document. All right, simply 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, type your answers up. Okay, put your name at the bottom. Please, I must have your name if you're going to do it as an email, and then email through to me at rpocock@syssit.com so I can mark it and give you some feedback. Okay, remember, email me if you're stuck on any of that. Okay, all right, good luck.